Hello troops, Tommo here, getting ready to record the next episode of the Granite Zero podcast. But before I do, I'd like to take a moment just to give out a little shout out to the one and only Dead Mammoth Coffee Company. They're a veteran-owned, veteran-run coffee company and one of the best out there. You're saying to me, Tommo, what makes them so fucking much better than anyone else? Well, they're roast to order for a start, and they grind it down to your specific tastes. So go and see them. That's the Dead Mammoth Coffee Company. You're welcome. Sometimes you want to go to the gym, and sometimes you need the best supplements out there. Why not better than choosing something that is veteran owned and give their proceeds to charity? That is Combat Fuel. Now, Combat Fuel are the helpers behind the Granite Zero t-shirt as well, which you can still get. They're still limited numbers. They are once in a lifetime limited edition t-shirts. But they also produce some fantastic sports supplements. So go and see them. And if you want 15% off, put in the promo code Warrior15 at checkout and get yourselves 15% off. Now, like me, you might suffer from depression, anxiety, maybe even PTSD. You might even have an eating disorder. You could have any type of mental health problem. Or even inflammation of the muscles, inflammation of the joints, etc., etc. And you're saying, what can I do to make it stop hurting, help me get through anxious times, help deal with my depression? Me, personally, I use CBD oil, and it is the best thing out there to help you through these things. And I use the UK's best, and that is INFUSION CBD. That is INFUSION CBD. Go and check them out and go and help yourself. Now, it is time for me to get ready to drop another fantastic installment of the Granite Zero podcast. And joining myself, Tommo, tonight is Little Brown, obviously, doing the producing for me because he's alley as fuck. But also joining me is Aaron. And Aaron is a member of the Inner Armour team. Now, Inner Armour is psychology for frontline. That is helping out frontline troops in the military, in the police, paramedics, fire service, giving you the psychological advantages before the likes of PTSD, depression, anxiety take hold. They will help you get the tools that you need to smash through it. So without further ado, joining the Brothers of Destruction, the D-Generation X, team of mean, the dream team, is Inner Armour. Welcome to the Granite Zero podcast. Hello, Charlie 1. This is Granite Zero. We're live now. Sweet. Finally. Technical difficulties out of the way. So, we've got Aaron on the show. Aaron's taken over from Al, I believe. Al's going across America being Ali.
Yeah, he's living life over in the States in North Carolina. Meeting with an organization called the Justice Academy over there to kind of negotiate some exciting stuff for us. They're utilizing their facilities on this crazy huge campus-like thing, so that when we start to train police officers or military personnel, they'll stay there for free, and we'll train them on site, which is crazy. So yeah, he's over there doing that, and he's doing a lecture to a bunch of sheriffs in the next few days. So he's bogged down today, which is why you got me tonight.
Yeah, he did message me pretty sharpish. He was like, I'm stuck. I've got to go and do this. I was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's no stress involved. We like to do things on a whim anyway. And he said Aaron's a good laugh. He'll get amongst it. And I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, the Brits sends the American in. What can I say?
Got to have a bit of banter with the Americans.
Indeed.
So for those that don't understand what Inner Armour is, could you just like explain it to the listeners or listener?
Yeah, I'll try to be concise because it's hard not to sort of speak about it a lot because it does a lot. But ultimately, it's a simple concept. So what we do is we provide psychological coaching rooted in two sort of mechanisms. One is post-traumatic growth, and one is the use of positive psychology interventions. And it's a coaching model we've developed called Quarantine, and we deliver that in training to. It really is, honestly, for anyone in the world, that anyone would benefit from it. But we've targeted industries that we think most need it now.
Yeah.
So we're looking at, obviously, police, military, people that are in high stress and are constantly and repeatedly exposed to trauma situations, either first-hand or second-hand, and just putting a mechanism in place which is preventative. So, I mean, our ultimate goal is to help people prevent the symptoms and development of PTSD, as well as depression, anxiety, and ultimately we want people to be in work and be thriving rather than coping.
It sounds epic. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have hit the nail on the head, really. It's like they always teach you what to do once you're depressed or got PTSD, anxiety, that sort of thing. It's like, oh, you've already got it, this is what you need to do. Nobody's ever gone, oh, this is what you need to do when you're feeling, when you start to feel, or before it feels. Like, for me, for example, I went to Basra, Kandahar and Bastion, and we never once got any pre-deployment training that would be, you may see, well, they try to like guide you into it through your pre-deployment training, like we had the amputees in action, that sort of thing, so that you're ready to see it, but it's not mentally, this is how you should deal with it when you've seen someone with their legs blown off, or you're in a contact for God knows how many hours. Thank God that I was never in those sorts of situations, but it would have been nice to have the training or some sort of guide to help you deal with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I think what we're finding is, even in, I come from an education background, and I'm not suggesting that what teachers go through is anything like what soldiers go through. But certainly the pressures of the job, whatever they are, can build up on people. And I think there's a couple of things that we're trying to break down here. One is general stigma behind, even if it's a minor case of feeling a bit like you're not coping or you're not dealing with things that you've been through, to rely on the people around you to kind of get out of that.
Yeah.
And that takes culture change, which is a bigger picture thing that we need to sort. But institutionally, we know wherever the trauma is or how it's developing, the networks around a person are just as vital as the person's understanding of recognizing when they're going through a traumatic experience or when it's starting to dig into them, and when to lean on people and so on. And what our model does and what our training does is it allows the wider audience around someone going through trauma to kind of recognize it going on and to be able to intervene in a meaningful way for them to kind of get a sense of, how am I going to dig myself out of this, or how am I going to put things in place deliberately so that I don't go further.
Yeah.
and ultimately, hopefully, come out driving on the other side. So, and the example you gave is like, okay, so you're about to go into battle, you're about to go into some really high stress situation. I think my brother-in-law was a reconnaissance Marine in the U.S. Marines, and he did 3 tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. And he talks about it. Obviously, you're relying on the person to your right, to your left.
Yeah.
But what you also need them to do is to be able to recognize in you, not just you looking at them, but them looking at you, and having that sense of, we know we've got the tools to deal with what we're going to go through, not just be warned about it, but, okay, we've been warned about it, now we can proactively think about, okay, if this is going to happen, we see these guys going through this, we're going to step aside here and intervene properly now, get it sorted, quarantine it, put it away, and now we can move on as a team, as a community, as whatever you want to call it. And the work we've done thus far seems that people really understand it. People in your guys' shoes, people in the police, they get it now, and there's a culture change starting to come, and that's really good for us, but even better for them. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it sounds really good. And to be fair, it seems like it can also cross over into civilian sort of life as well, with high stressful jobs. Like Darren, for example, is a chef, and you don't get much more stressful than running a restaurant, from what I've seen anyway.
Unbelievable. Yeah, and this is the thing. I think me as a teacher, I've been using it with students. So I teach the older students. I'm a head of sixth form at the moment. Leaving to join Al full time in April, and it works with the kids. It works with the teachers around me. It would work for people in the finance industry. It just works because ultimately it starts conversation with the idea that you're going to utilize the skills and the person with you to get them to identify what they need, to put a pen on play, and move forward. And that's powerful. And the idea of coaching, the fundamental understanding about what you do when you coach someone is it's the underlying belief that the person you're coaching has all the tools they need to pull themselves out, but they need help. And so we're training people to do that, to give the help in a very deliberate way. But yeah, chefs, definitely. Maybe we can do a quarantine with you at some point, and then you can talk to your audience about how it went and what you thought about it. But yeah, it's certainly. Honestly, any industry, any person, any family member, really, if you wanted to use this, you could.
I know exactly one thing that Darren would love to do with you guys, because I spoke about it with Alicia. She was the one that sort of guided me to you guys in Inner Armour.
Yeah.
That's Alicia Emerson Thomas. She was talking about you guys, and they said you were doing some magnificent things with Lego.
Yes.
And I know full fact that my big brother loves a bit of Lego. See, I don't think the Lego would work on me very much, because I've got zero patience for it, and I will just destroy it all and leave. However,
you know what's funny about that is some of the most badass people we've worked with this. I'm not going to name names, but there's a guy out in the States back in early December. Al was running a session, and in the first few minutes, the guy's like, "Al, I love you. This is all bullshit." This is within the first sort of hour.
Yeah, that'll be probably my reaction to the Lego.
But this guy later on, not 2-3 hours later, through the Lego series plan, through sort of deconstructing an incident that he had just not dealt with really for, you're talking about sort of 10-15 years. He was in tears, bubbling like a little baby in a good way.
Yeah.
It was very brave of him to do it. He embraced it, and it took him about 5 minutes or so, and he got kind of into it, and he started to understand that technique has very deliberate mechanisms in it to access parts of the brain that need to be accessed when processing trauma. And he loved it, and he was Al's best friend after that.
Yeah.
But I've gone myself. Al and I met because he came to my school to do some work with my staff, and I was probably a little bit skeptical about the Lego stuff as well, because like, well, how can Lego help this? Because I'm like you, I'm not very good with Lego unless I've got really clear instructions.
Yeah.
But when you're asked to just create something from memory or something, I'm not very creative by nature, because I'm my background is mathematics and physics. So when I sat down to build from nothing Lego, I thought, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do here.
Yeah.
So you start building, but actually it's not even about the creation itself. It's about the interpretation of the creation. So if you put a red brick down and that represents blood, then fine. Everyone in the room agrees that represents blood. And so you can build a model very simply by putting like 6-7 bricks down, which could actually help you communicate some quite complex emotions that maybe you haven't been able to connect before. And it's really, really powerful. And it actually, we set the task, we give people about 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes, everyone's begging for more time.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to watch and be a part of, definitely. But I would challenge you at some point, both of you, if you wanted to sit down and do it, we should, because it's just an incredible tool. I'll challenge you both now. Pick me up later in the podcast if you like, but it's good stuff. It really is.
Yeah,
What's the process behind it then?
So some of the work that's been going on in the background there is when people are suffering from PTSD, it's the reason why PTSD happens is, there's more than one reason. There's lots of different factors that come into this. So this is a kind of simplistic way of looking at it, but ultimately it's how that trauma has been processed by the brain, and how it's been stored away, and how it kind of manifests itself and how it's been triggered by different events. And you can kind of combat that through different methods, which is, one of the methods that I've seen, which is done by Dr. Jess Miller, she works for Police Care UK. She's a researcher with Cambridge University, and she gets police officers to kind of take a look at a traumatic experience from like a bird's eye view, and they have to draw it out to recall the details of the memory in a non-emotional way, so that they can engage with it and take different perspectives. So take that and apply Lego to that kind of thing. That's kind of what you're doing. You're taking a look at an event or a series of events or some feelings that you've got, and you're trying to look at them from different points of view. There's some brain research and thinking research done way back in like the late 60s by a guy named Edward de Bono, who did it's called a thinking hat. So you wear different hats to think about stuff in different ways. But it's a very deliberate way to get the brain to change its frame of reference, to specifically think about something in a very specific way, which takes and strips away some of the nonsense around it. And through that process, you can start to reframe and understand further what happened, or what the feelings are, or that's kind of the principle. And so that's how it's worked. And there's lots of different theories that come into that, but I won't bore you for the audience more.
I'm all ears.
So, but yeah, so it's just a mechanism to get the brain moving.
I think that's a big problem with obviously you already know with depression and anxiety, fucking PTSD. That's the big thing, is that you shut off and you don't understand why you're feeling like that. I heard it on another podcast. I'm gonna sort of steal it. He's a mate. It's fine. It's like you've hurt your leg, for example. You've hurt your leg. You can go and speak to Darren and say, look, I've hurt my leg. He went, oh, I've hurt my leg before. It might be this. But when you've got something going on in your head and you're like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this, but for us military guys, it's I don't know why I feel like this. I feel down. I feel depressed. Oh, would you still go back out to Afghanistan tomorrow if you were asked to? Yeah, definitely. Why would I want to go back out there? I don't know. And it's like, oh, why don't you know? And then you just don't understand how to process what is going on in your, pardon my French, fucked up mind. And it's how to juggle it, how to then, and it's like people ask you the question, what do you think's wrong with you? And you're like, well, I don't know.
If I knew that, I would have told
Yeah, if I knew that, I wouldn't be going to see the doctor. I wouldn't be, it's just one of those things, like, you broke your leg, you know how to fix it. Well, I don't know how to fix a broken leg, but a doctor does. That sort of thing. It's like, I know it's broken.
Yeah, exactly. And pinning down, and obviously with the mind, there's so many different dimensions to how problems develop and so on, that it's not just a simple case of identifying, oh, this is the cause.
Yeah.
Because actually the cause might have happened years ago, but then the perpetual nature of our brains and how all that gets processed drags other stuff in. So actually you're sort of digging through this network of stuff that's developed to finally pinpoint what's going on. And actually, how can anyone do that by themselves?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't. And that, all of the literature around it, you need a complex network around you. You need people around you that are trying to understand you. They're trying to sort of give you empathy and relate as much as possible. So it's important that, people that are suffering from PTSD and complex PTSD, they talk to one another because they're probably similar experiences, and they can begin to normalize, how they feel. But the model we developed, it deliberately strips the empathy out of it, because ultimately, the three of us, we can get in a car tomorrow. We're all at psychologically different levels in our lives. We might get into a car wreck and be horribly injured and so on. 10 years down the road, we all would be processing that trauma very differently. So even between the three of us, we wouldn't necessarily be able to fully empathize with one another because we don't know what each other is feeling about it. And we never will understand that.
Yeah.
And so the quarantine model puts the person listening that's asking the question, puts them in a position of not giving empathy, but just listening and prompting in very deliberate ways to get to the bottom of, well, not necessarily the bottom of all the time, because I think sometimes it takes further intervention, So that's another thing that we can identify for the quarantine session is like, okay, so we can identify if someone's really suffering, and if they are, we need to be referring them to more, clinical help.
Yeah.
But if they're not suffering and they're just kind of low, we can start to suggest things for them in their lives and coach them through it. And that's the beauty of the coaching. So, it's you need to find people around you and that can talk about it. But that's the problem, isn't it? How do we talk about it?
Yeah.
How do you articulate what's going on up here? It's really, really hard.
Definitely.
And I guess it's also really hard to, like, if you haven't done anything like your training, how do you know who to talk to?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you bring up with your best mate who you go down the pub? I'm feeling really shit. Like, I don't know if it's just culturally or what, but
I think
as an adult male, that's kind of a hard thing to say without appearing, well, I guess weak to a certain extent.
Yeah.
That's why Sean started the podcast in the first place, and probably why you guys started getting involved, because there is that stigma around the whole mental health.
Yeah, and I think exactly, and I think this is something that I probably want to explore a little bit with more research when we get up and going, and we've been working with a bit more people in the next few years. But is research the idea of is it cultural stigma or is it ignorance that is developed into this cultural stigma? Because actually, ultimately, it seems to me like people are just afraid to talk about it rather than because they don't know what to say, they don't know how to engage in it. And so that leads you down a path of dismissal, I guess, because you're trying to protect yourself from being in a position where you feel like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So I have a hunch, and it's something I'd like to explore more, but, not yet, is this idea that actually it's more about our misunderstanding of what we're actually talking about. How do you have a conversation? I don't know. What I do know is that quarantine gives you 28 questions, and you don't have to rely on anything but those 28 questions and the ability to listen really well. You know, and the training talks about then, you know, the different interventions that you can suggest for people, the different challenges you can give them in their life to kind of implement so that they can start to, you know, because ultimately I think the brain starts to get into negative patterns and you start to look at the negative a lot more than you naturally would. We all think more negatively than we do positively. That's human nature, but it becomes very imbalanced when you start to go down the road of mental health problems and so on. So it's utilizing tools and techniques to get some habits in your life that keep the positive right there and frame it against that negative, you know.
It's almost like I was thinking about this earlier, like, because I heard it one of my daughter's football match again, and one of the dads said they're learning to lose, and I remember that we always had a saying when I was still playing football, which was that you get into a winning mentality, and you can sort of apply that to everyday life, can't you? You know what I mean? If you start thinking negative, think negative all the time, you only see negative in things. If you're in a positive frame, you look at somebody that just starts the gym, they go 6 or 7 times a week to begin with, and you know, everything's positive, they start eating properly, they start getting up earlier, getting good night's sleep. As soon as they start missing 1 or 2 days a week, that all seems to unravel and back on the couch, getting fat again. I think you're right. It's like a human.
Yeah.
Maybe
I know it from full experience with myself. It's like I've mentioned it fucking too many times now on the podcast, but the main reason why my depression took to the forefront was the fact that I was no longer Tommo the squaddy. I was no longer a serviceman, and I was like, I've lost my identity. That was my major thing, and it was the fact that I was then just a security guard. That was in my head. Oh, I'm just a security guard now. Instead of thinking, oh, I've got a decent job that enables me to put a roof over the girls' heads, put food on the table. I'm not thinking, oh, that's all positive stuff. I'm just thinking, oh, I'm just a security guard. And it's how to then flip that round and think, oh, I've actually got a fucking decent job. I come home, my daughters are happy to see me because I'm not going off to the desert for 7 months for fighting a war that we shouldn't be at. Whatever.
It's this, yeah, exactly. Legally or illegally, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys could rip me apart the rest of the evening, I think, probably. But, yeah, you talk about that. You get into a negative cycle, and there's a couple of things that you said there, and you know, one of the things that Al kind of coined, which I love, is this idea that the other way of looking at what we're doing is we're training people how to break beautifully. So we all have to expect in our lives there will be traumatic incidences, big, small, whatever, and how you are in your resilience before those things happen, how self-aware you are about the various ways in which you manifest these things before you go into this, before you go into a traumatic event. The more you can know about that before it happens, the better. Because when you do break, and it will happen, everyone will go through a very, dips of different levels. If you're in a good position to kind of catch yourself, as well as the people around you ready to kind of catch as well, it's going to go much better afterwards than before, than before you got into a mindset of thinking about this stuff on a regular basis, making it habitual. And I think that's where the field of positive psychology kind of operates. In the clinical world of psychology for 50, well, 70 years really, they always looked at, it's the science of looking at sickness and getting them back to kind of like zero. So if you imagine a number line, zero being in the middle, and the negative side being over here, you know, people operated from 0 to like -2, -3, sometimes dropping down to -10, and the clinical and world and the psychology world and all that, we're trying to get you back to 0, back to where you were, back to before what happened. And, yeah, rather than going the other way. So what we're trying to do is take people from 0 to 5, so when they break, they might drop down to -2, but they can then get back up to 3 really quick. And actually, it's not about coping, it's about trying to get someone to thrive. But a lot of that is hugely dependent on the person's ability to kind of be self-aware and to be able to have the know-how to train their brains to think in those ways that we've been talking about. So, like, you know, I was an ice hockey player, and we played on some very successful teams, but we always learned more from our losses than we did from our wins. You know, when we'd lose a game, we'd be like, shit, but actually, you know what? We just realized today that our third line did really incredibly well, and we can rely on them more. So now we've got more depth in the team. Great. The next time we play, let's utilize that. And it's framing that negative in the right way. So,
Yeah,
I totally agree with what you
there's
said.
quite a few athletes in that use that sort of mantra, as it were, where it's you don't lose, you learn instead.
Yeah.
So they're learning from whatever they did wrong in the game instead of, you know, when you're winning, you're doing everything right. So it's when you take those losses and then turn it into what did I do wrong to lose, or in normal speak, you know, what can I do now to then move on and move forward to a better whatever.
Line under it.
Yeah.
It's not ignoring the negative, because I think the negative does have to inform us, obviously, but it's not letting it drive the discussion, drive the thinking.
Yeah.
And it's putting that at bay. And remember, you know, we are, as humans, biologically programmed to think negatively, because our first sort of perception of anything that comes into the brain is about whether or not it's a risk or a threat.
Mm.
You know? And if that is operating on full drive all the time, well, you've got no choice, have you?
Yeah, exactly.
You're constantly looking, oh God, that paper towel over there on the table, looking at me, probably going to kill me in a minute. You know, it's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But, you know, we all know, like, there's people in our lives and we can recognize in ourselves when we let our negative self just take over. And you're like, and it just takes so much effort to come back out of it. And I think possibly that's because we don't practice it enough. Yeah?
100%. 100% on that. Like, my missus is a big one for it. She knows, well, obviously I've been with her for nearly 12 years now, so she knows me inside and out. So automatically, I don't know if she can tell by just my mannerisms or my face or what, but she's like, something wrong with you today. So even if I'm at work and she can't even see me on the phone, she's like, I can tell in your voice you're not right. What's the matter? It's like, before I would be like, nothing, I'm fine, leave me alone. But now I'm like, no, I'm having a bit of a day of it, and then actually speak about it, you know.
Yeah.
Where before I'd lock myself away, drive away, and push people away. It's like an automatic reaction.
Yeah. Well, it's you know, that uncertainty that develops when you're going through that, and you're kind of going. If someone asks me right now, what's going on? I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So probably best if people just get the hell away from me, so I can kind of sit here and think about it myself. But and depending on how bad it is, that can be a dangerous thing, you know, because it will just perpetuate yourself. Whereas if you get someone in and you know you can be honest. I mean, this is, you know, let's be honest. I mean, you know, my wife's the same. She knows exactly when I'm not my perfect self. I said perfect, you know, definitely not perfect. But and I think, you know, when I was younger, I certainly wasn't looking for women that had that quality. But as I got older and I started to realize, actually what I need is someone that can balance me, gets me, and can call me out on my bullshit when it's necessary, hold me out of slumps when I'm there. It's good that you've got a wife that can recognize that, and it's a blessing because not everyone's in that kind of relationship, Yeah, I mean, here we go. You're exercising gratitude, man.
Yeah, well, she. To be fair, she's a good egg. My wife. She always asks me every week, "Do you talk about me today on the podcast?" I probably don't talk about her enough. I've never actually mentioned this. When I went to therapy when I first started feeling shit, I brought up the things with the missus, and it was when I went away on tour. The first time I went for 4.5 months. The second time was 5 months, I believe, and then the last time I went was seven months. And it's like, it's not just me that's going away. It's I've left. I've got all the troops around me, so I'm all right, inverted commas. You don't then think about the people that you've left at home. So on my second tour, Kate was pregnant and organising my wedding on her own, basically, while also trying to cope with the fact that her fiance is in a war zone. And nobody goes to the military spouses, "Oh, are you okay?" No, nobody does that. It's always, it sounds like I'm preaching a little bit, but it's always about the soldier that's gone. There's also trauma in the fact that someone's loved one has just gone off on tour. Nobody's gone to the spouses going, "Are you all right, by the way?" I don't even think that any of the squadrons or anything like that go. They sometimes organise like a coffee morning or something. So, oh, brilliant! Just one, is it?
Right. Yeah.
It's
no different in the States, man.
So it's one of those things as well that for military wives, military husbands, they also need some sort of coping mechanism that's put in place where it's like, oh, this might happen. This is how you should deal with it. But it's like they forget that quite a few squaddies are actually married or in long-term relationships, have kids. Like on my third tour, Jess was, I believe she was only one, possibly, or coming up to one. I can't remember. Long time ago now. But I went away for 7 months, and I came back, and she was like, didn't really know who I was. So imagine, she was only little, so of course she picked me back up. It took us a while to get that bond back. But like older children, like for example, me and my old man didn't go to any war zones that we know of. But when we were younger, the old man would go off to America, go off to South Africa, parachuting, all that sort of thing. And it's like, oh, where's Dad gone? Darren had it more than I did because Darren was older than I was, obviously. So it's like, where's Dad gone? Nobody gives kids sort of mechanisms to. It's like 1 minute Dad's there, next minute he's not.
Yeah.
And for military and police and paramedics, firemen, frontline sort of organisations, it's like anything can happen to your parents, mums or dads. It's just a mad world that nobody seems to think about the things that you guys are doing. These sorts of coping mechanisms to help. It's just like, oh, you'll deal with it when it happens.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Cheers.
The other side of it is like one of the things I think they, particularly in America, they glorify, like in a big way, the military personnel, and they should. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I do wonder if they've done that a little bit because it created sort of like a holier than holy kind of person that so it would help people kind of understand more that the purpose behind the death of an individual in a war zone was bigger than to contextualize the death a bit wider.
Yeah.
And possibly that was a slight motivation behind it, possibly a judgment to make it more justified to go to war. I don't know, but they certainly, hold the military personnel in a very public way as if they're kind of more than human. And I don't know if that's helpful or not, but I don't even know if they like it. I couldn't tell you, but it's certainly that, you're right, family support is something that is lacking across the board, all over the world, in this regard.
So, in terms of your organisation, would your ultimate goal across the UK and the States be to be in contact with every part of sort of
we want our method. Yeah, we want to train all police possible, all military personnel possible. We want to do it here first. We want to do it in the UK where we live, because we recognize the pressures that, particularly right now with the cuts that happened over the last 10, 15 years, the pressures that they're under, and the data is out there. There's a lot of stress related sickness and leave, and suicide rates are going up. They need help, and we think we have a solution. So we want to train the whole of the UK police force, followed by anyone that will have us. We know how powerful the method can be when implemented properly and utilized in the right ways. And it's scalable because you can train. I can train you guys to take care of one another. And I might need to come back maybe in a couple of years' time to double check that if you have any questions about it. But it is scalable where other methods aren't, and it relies on an individual, getting around to everybody. And I think that we recognize it's a strength for two reasons. One, it's going to help more people, but two, as a business model, it's easier to implement because it doesn't rely on me or Al to be the only person or the only two people delivering this stuff. We can get other people trained up to do this. And, that's our two goals right now are, we want to permeate the UK police and military sectors. We want to, right now we've got a pretty good thing going on in America, so we'd like to keep that going because, again, you take the police kind of scenario, what we've got going on in the UK, and you transfer that to the States, and they have access to guns like no one else has, and you just think that that's even more dangerous situation because it's just right there, isn't it? So we'd like to get over there and work over there. We've got a project coming up, hopefully with NATO in April. We're going to speak to the NATO summit about the work that we're doing to the leaders of the countries. Yeah, it's nuts. I can't quite believe it. He's still pinching ourselves a bit. But, if we get that and it goes well, you're looking at sort of 29, 30 countries having a huge number of their personnel trained in this. So you're now going global, really. And it can do. It could do pretty easily, to be honest. It's just, I think what we're fighting against in a little bit is people are afraid to operate in this area because it's so new and different to anything else that normally happens. And to get people's brains switched about how this all works, it's a challenge for us, and which is why I think we haven't quite permeated the UK market fully yet. But we'll get there. We're going to keep plugging away. So I just got this warning. I've got 10% battery, so I'm trying to do this like this charger indiscreetly. Have a look at my curtains for a second. There we go. But yeah, so our goal, short term is to permeate the UK and the US, and long term goal is to get ourselves into as many countries that will have us.
I think, tell me if I'm wrong here, with I always found when I was training people, that the easiest and hardest to train were both military and other servicemen, because they're during their basic training, doesn't matter if you're a police officer or if you're a paratrooper, you get trained in a very similar way, broken down, so you listen to what you're going to say, what you're told, and then you're built up to this persona, like you said, in the States, maybe a bit more, that you are human. You're in the army, you're in the Air Force, you're in the Navy, you're a police officer now, you're a fireman, and they know how, like in my field at the time, they knew how to, and it was almost like they were trying to tell me how to train them, because things I was doing at the time were relatively, it would be nothing. The sort of strength and conditioning stuff that I was doing with I come up against the roadblock, because it was like, well, that's not what we were told. So, but not everything you're told in your training is 100% correct. And I don't doubt that you come up against a similar sort of roadblock.
How dare you?
I'm a soldier. What can you tell me about what I've experienced? That's
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like the misconception is that we're trying to tell them how to feel, how to think.
Yeah.
We're not actually. We're giving you a mechanism to explore how you might think, and it's that nuanced language is very kind of academic, and it's like trying to put that message across to people that really don't want to know that it's hard, and it's different, isn't it? And we will always come across skeptics. It's going to happen, and that's fine, because that means we're doing the right thing. If people are giving us resistance, that's good, because it also reframes our model a bit, because it needs to work for the people that are going to be using it, and they need to believe in it. And so by getting some resistance, we can continue to build the case against the views that come at us. But you're right. There's a couple of things, like the hardest sector so far, though, in terms of challenge to us, is the education sector. Because teachers, like I'm a teacher, so I'm taking the piss out of myself here, but we know everything. It's very academic, and we're, and that's fine, but we're also very critical people. And that's what gets in our way. It gets in our way because we see negative.
I'd like to try it on Chris Smith.
Yeah.
He's listening. He would enjoy this, I think. Dr. Chris Smith.
They quite often talk about academics, and that's where a lot of, this might segue into sort of more current events. Why Sean has me. But, especially in the States and Canada at the moment, with the whole politically correct things, say this, say that. And it quite often comes out of the colleges, because people are, well, it's not because, it's just a thought that because people in academia are constantly around similar thinking people, nobody, once they attach themselves, that's correct. And it's with the whole politically correct, the one with the gender pronoun, and they, him, her, she, and 25 odd other ones, and that's that could work in a college campus, but on the average person in the street, it doesn't really work. But it's because of Twitter, because of Instagram, YouTube. It seems like you get these small amount of people that make a lot of noise, and that can work in your favour sometimes. Like, so say you suddenly became a big hit on social media, I'm sure you'd have people on the phone all the time, whether it's average Joe or whether it's they're in the army. But it can also work in a negative. Is it Jordan Peterson got into a lot of trouble over in the States?
Yeah.
And when you actually listen to what happened, it's like, well, all he was saying was that he wasn't going to not go in to teach his students because it was something to do with them being white or something like that, and sort of bigger and all sorts of crazy. But yeah, I think you're right with teachers. Of course, but you have to think like that. You know that you know what you're talking about. That's a part of your job.
Yeah.
You're not convinced of that, or at least semi-convinced that you can't get the message across to your students or pupils.
Well, what's interesting though is that when I started off in my career, I was sort of learning the craft from people that I thought were good.
Yeah.
And the reason I thought they were good is because they could walk into a room and the children would fear them. So they'd shut up, sit down, do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But then as I've done this for 16 years now, as I've developed in my career, the more I realize, first of all, I'm not that person. I'm never going to be that person. And when I have to become that person, I hate it and I don't enjoy it. And the way that I've gone about it now, I operate on my lessons and the way I approach the children as if I'm there to have a good time. And, because the people and things, the education is a system of compliance. You get told what to do, you listen or you don't, and that usually means you either do well or you don't, right? And if it was that simple, then, to be honest, I mean, based on what we know about children as they develop, they really should be questioning us more than they're concerned about. And by stifling that, it means it stifles the learning that they have as well, because they then stop questioning other things. They become less autonomous. They don't want to challenge because they feel like, well, that's not acceptable, because when I get challenged, I got into trouble. And I'm like, my lessons now, they're loud. There's a lot of noise, but that's okay because they're learning. Yeah. And they feel comfortable to learn, and it's all that stuff. And I've completely abandoned the idea and the mantra of people just following along because I said so. And that's, obviously that's one extreme. But the thing is, teachers in that conversation, so this idea that they know everything, again, that's another thing that I've changed in my own practice. I tell them if I don't know. I'm very upfront about it. I'm like, I don't know.
That's always a good thing.
Out.
Yeah, that's what I don't know, but I will find out, and then I'll be able to tell you.
Or say, get your phone out and take a look for me, and I'll carry on. You do that and let us know when you got it. Or something, why not?
That's the thing about the school system. I think you said the whole shut up and listen to me.
Yeah.
It stifles learning, and it makes you more compliant. I think I don't know if I'm off there or if I've heard this somewhere else. I don't think I have. But do you think of the current school model, still sort of industrial revolution time?
Yeah.
And it was more beneficial to get a job if you could shut up, be quiet, and go sit and work in a factory.
Yeah.
And nowadays, the nature of jobs aren't quite like. I mean, there's always going to be people who are more suited to working in a factory, but with the technology that's out now and creativity that's required to keep this technology moving on, I think maybe the school system should move. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, Georgie seems to enjoy school as much as I did. Sometimes she thinks it's great, sometimes she doesn't. But I think that the whole teaching method, I think you're correct. I think it should be a little bit more
a little bit more
freedom to learn. Not so much like, I'm not a massive believer in the whole Steiner school.
Yeah.
I think that you do need to have some sort of structure, because then you're not going to learn important things that are essential in our modern lives. But I do think they do have the right idea with the way kids are drawn to certain subjects. Like, why can't they focus more on those subjects? Why some kids generally don't like physical activity. You know, if it's okay with their parents, why can't they just go and learn more about computing or drawing or whatever? Why do they have to go to these lessons? That, you know, I think you'd have to have a base, maybe. I mean, I'm not trying to really design the education system at all.
No,
But, you know, base subjects and just go on then, you go and learn. Oh, you don't want to do art anymore, you want to have a go at that. And I think that, I said this to Sean a while ago with sports as well. I think the biggest mistake as parents we make is, like, as soon as they show they're good at something, it's like, you have to go and do this. This is what they are going to be a football. They're going to be a rugby, because I was a rugby player. It's like, well, if they want to play football for 6 weeks, let them play football for 6 weeks. If they want to go and then take a jiu-jitsu class, go and do that. If they want to play cricket in the winter, go and play cricket in the winter. I think until I get to sort of at the age of 16, what does it matter? You're not going to... In fact,
exactly.
I think there's studies out that say that kids that play a variety of sports are more likely to do well in one sport once they decide what that one sport is.
If you look at
I might have messed that up.
That might be 100% bro science.
No, that's 100% accurate. There's a lot of theory. It's true. I don't know who it was. I'm thinking, this is back even when I was a teenager when I read the same thing, and it was, and if you just have to look at, like, from obviously the American perspective here, the best athletes that have ever lived in the States, Michael Jordan, John Elway, American football player, Joe Montana, they all in high school, from the ages of sort of 15 to 18, were 3 or 4 sport athletes.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Hall of Fame baseball players, when you look at them, they went to university on scholarships to play more than one sport, but they then chose to go professional in one. And you're going, that's not a mistake. That's
No.
It's because it just teaches your body and your mind lots of different mechanisms, and it just gets you to know yourself better, doesn't it? At the end of the day, physically. So, totally, absolutely.
Right, did you want to have a look at some current events, Sean?
Yeah, we'll do that, mate. I'm sure there's loads at the minute.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know Sean did. Did you see Ricky Gervais's Golden Globe speech?
I didn't see it, no.
How have you not seen it? You need to. He tore the celebrities apart. It was brilliant.
I'm one of these people, so over the holiday, so I had a pretty extended Christmas period because I work in the independent sector at the minute. They always have a bit longer holidays. And
Oh,
to
that's
be honest,
nice.
I don't think I turned the TV on once. I have a 4.5-year-old daughter, and we were literally just doing all sorts of stuff.
You were playing Lego, weren't you?
Lego, yeah. Trying to get her to explain to me why she wouldn't, go to the toilet. Come on, let's play with Lego and tell me how that works.
I want to know more about this Lego.
Yeah. There's I don't know if you guys are on LinkedIn at all, but you can follow the Lego series Play, which is a proper thing. You can get accredited in doing it. They have a lot of videos online that kind of explain it in much more detail than I've done. Very, very good. Yeah.
I'll take a look. So basically, Ricky went on. He started off and said, "This is the last time I'm doing this awards show, so I don't care." No, I don't care anymore. And who am I kidding? I never cared. He attacked Apple in front of the top guy from Apple about them using sweatshops and claiming to be woke, etc. And he said, "You're still using sweatshops." Called James Gordon a fat pussy for being in Cats. Tom Hanks the whole time was like that.
There's a brilliant thing with there's a picture. I think I shared it on my Instagram with Ricky Gervais at the top doing his speech. Then underneath it's got Civilian Mind, and it's got Tom Hanks. And then underneath it's got the bloke that played Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
Driver.
Yeah, he's a veteran. And it's got him laughing at all the dark humour that Ricky Gervais was pulling out, and it's like you can see the difference.
The
Brilliant.
next thing he discussed was, well, he brought up his show, Afterlife,
Yeah.
and how he plays a guy that's suicidal because his wife dies of cancer.
Yeah.
He went, spoiler alert, he didn't kill himself, like empathy. Everybody just went, and he went, oh, sorry, I know he's your mate, and you have to fly here on your own plane this time, but come on, he didn't. So, he literally held no punches. Closing line was about not giving out political advice or having their say on anything, because most of them went to school less than Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
So they should come up, thank their gods, get their award, and fuck off. that was his final thing. He said. It was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
Did anyone sort of challenge in any way, or were they just kind of going?
That's the thing. I don't think they can.
No.
Because he'll just tear them apart.
I saw I think the Independent, I'm not sure if that's from over here or States, was critiquing the fact that Ricky Gervais has got no right to say that celebrities can't have political views and stuff. I think they missed the point there a little bit. I think he was having a jab at Hollywood in general.
Yeah, because
coming across very left, when in fact what they do is encourage the right, because it's creating more sort of extreme right-wing supporters, Trump supporters, by constantly putting out your view on these award shows and things.
well, that must be another current event right there. Mighty Trump.
Yeah, that's incredible. And the interesting thing about that is I've got 3 Iranian students at my school that, it's really interesting because, sitting there as an American, they're sitting there as Iranians. Like,
Yeah.
Could the world actually just see this? Because
I'm going to have to quickly take a time out because I'm now on 5% battery, but I'll get the charger. Just got to go downstairs and get it.
That's all right. I'll carry on.
Carry on talking about the good old Mr. Trump.
it's incredible.
Yeah, I saw something on Twitter earlier as well, and it's like you can't always. It's same for every country, really. You can't always believe the propaganda that's coming out. Like the Iranians saying that the whole of Iran is pissed off and want to attack America, when that's not the case at all. It's like that most of them are like, we're glad that you took out. Well, they might not say we're glad that you took out the general, but he was a horrible fucking bloke. And it's like you can't. And the fact that Iran then tried to attack an American airbase and basically failed miserably. It's like it's the thing, you can't poke the bear, because especially with an election campaign coming up, and it's a well-known fact that during an election campaign, if you're the president in charge and you're running again and there's an active war, they tend to stay in office, don't they? It seems to be that way. Not that I'm an expert on American politics or politics in general, because it's not really my forte, but it's all just a big fucking mess. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it is, and I think the reason, I don't hate politicians. They do what they do, and it's not different anywhere you go in the world, really.
No, exactly.
What got me about this last election was he ran not because he necessarily wanted the job; he just wanted to win.
Yeah.
And it's like it is about him, and he he's exploiting, and he's grabbing a hold of the national narrative, and he's just exploiting it. And I don't think he has any real interest in, sorting things out for the greater good.
It's
he lives day by day, moment to moment, and when you've got someone doing that in that kind of position, it means that they're not switched into like the wider vision of the world and stuff.
It's like Joe Rogan says, it at the end of the day, it's a popularity contest, and he happened to be a very successful reality star with The Apprentice. So when it comes to popularity, he's going to be quite far up there. Everybody knows Donald Trump. He says the right things at the right times, and it gets gobbled up. The whole "Make America Great Again" sort of scenario. It's like America in general is a very patriotic country, you find, and if you're going to say America is the greatest, let's make it great again, the majority are going to go, 100%.
You can't really disagree with that kind of logic, really, can you?
No.
The other thing about it is, I've heard, I can't remember who said this, I think it was a friend of mine who teaches politics A-level, and he was saying, it's not that it's not about Trump being, his policies aren't necessarily awful, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at his manifesto and you're reading it and you're kind of going, actually, some of the stuff he's saying is probably okay. Yeah, some of the stuff that he wants to do. But, and you compare that to someone like Ronald Reagan, who is the same, he's Republican. The difference between the two, because their policies are very similar, we all believed Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
And we all believed in his message because he believed in his manifesto. It was him. This isn't Trump. It's someone else. Someone else has...
Someone else in the back wing.
He's spitting it out, but he doesn't believe in it. And so when he doesn't believe in his own words, and he doesn't believe in his own mantra, it's really hard to believe in the cause that he has. And so, for all of his flaws, which are many, I don't hate him. I just don't believe him.
Yeah, you're 100% right with the fact that when he started running for president, and they basically said, "Well, you're never going to win." That was his way of going, "Well, I am. Just watch me." And then he won, and he was like, "Oh shit."
Incredible, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh bugger.
I don't know if you've seen the Netflix documentary, the show called "Get Me Roger Stone."
No.
Come up recommended.
Watch that. Yeah, watch that, and it'll explain. I mean, obviously, there's probably an element of like conspiracy theory behind it in terms of people that published the documentary. Potentially, I don't know. But there's no narrative. It's just different people speaking about Trump and the whole election process. But this guy, Roger Stone, who's kind of a spin doctor for lots of different, very successful campaigns in the States, he's very good at identifying what the national narrative is and just pressing those buttons over and over and over and getting the candidates to kind of engage with that, and off it goes. And it's a very interesting documentary. So all the stuff that we're talking about now, it'll just confirm your thoughts. It's brilliant. It's really good.
I like those.
Yeah, they're very good.
Another good one's Fahrenheit 11/9.
9/11, yeah.
The second one that he did.
Oh, right. No, I missed
it. It's about Flint, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
And it blew my mind a little bit. I watched it when I was really ill. I need to rewatch it. But yeah, it was a lot of that was how their drinking water was completely contaminated.
Yeah.
And how Trump actually used some of that to get people on side.
Yeah.
By visiting places like Flint, where other people who knew how bad it was wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
he's a character at the end of the day, isn't he? He's a character that he's built up over the years. I think he believes in the character. I think he believes that that's who he is, the guy from the team. But I don't think that's who he's always been. But
no. You can see interviews from him when he was, in the 80s and stuff. He's not like he's nothing like that now.
Yeah.
He's actually quite sensible. But there you go.
What else you got? Oh, we got to talk about fucking Australia, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
It's on fire.
Fire. Yeah.
However, I did see somewhere that there's been some miscommunication from whoever the American correspondent is, who basically reported that the whole of Australia was on fire. They had a map and it was basically Australia red. The whole thing's on fire. When it's
and you're like,
little.
And you're going, no, guys, it's the summer there. That's the red for the being 30 degrees or whatever.
Yeah. But it fucking is mad though. How quickly it is a saying though. I've must have heard it on so many podcasts that everything in Australia tries to kill you, and now even the weather is. So.
It's crazy. The spiders, the snakes.
Yeah. Kangaroos will kick your ass as well.
Yeah.
On the subject of Australia, and it also ties in. Sorry, I cut out there.
No, you're right.
No, you're good. Yep.
It ties in with the political correctness and how woke these companies are, etc. So there's a cam girl over in the States who basically said for anybody that donates $10 to help Australia, she will send them a new picture. Okay, she raised nearly 500 grand. Kicked off Instagram. Got kicked off.
It's mad, isn't it?
Post anything on Instagram, like there's no nudity. And from what I can gather, she was kicked off because A, she was essentially selling sex, but B, because Instagram didn't make any money out of it. She was selling a product.
If that was true, man, oh man, that's a shame because, yeah.
It's a shame because we didn't get those pictures. There's also another thing. How quick was it? Notre Dame Cathedral when that burnt down.
Yeah.
How quick all the money went to get that rebuilt, compared to a fucking country that's on fire.
Yeah.
And it's taking average Joe to go, right, I'm going to set up a GoFundMe page. Bish bash bosh, people are donating money, and and you get the odd celebrity going, oh, I better put a little bit on there, like Thor.
Who did you send the money to?
Yeah,
Someone set up a GoFundMe page and went, yes! The big capital letters, Australia, GoFundMe.
You can't just put, hello, is that Australia? Bank details.
Is that Australia? Yeah, you're on fire again.
Which county is this again? Is it? No, I don't want you. No, not Canberra. No, we want New South Wales. Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
That's going to bother me. That's good. The rest of this day, that's going to bother me. Who's getting it? Where's that money?
I think honestly that is a genuine issue. Like in all of these natural disasters that goes on, they're like, how do you ensure that you're giving money to the people that will actually get it to where it needs to go? There's been a whole bunch of controversy around that in the last few years.
Oh, I get it with like children in need and Red Nose Day and things like that. It's like, hang on a minute, Didier Drogba and Akon have given £500,000 and built like 2 million schools or whatever. That's exaggerated, but that's just those two blokes. Pretty sure the last Children in Need, they raised like 135 million or whatever. Where's it gone?
The thing is, if you want to get real conspiracy theory about that,
Do it.
how come how come I'm still seeing the same adverts that usually are at Christmas for helping kids in third world countries get water? And I've been watching the same adverts in the 80s.
Yeah.
People must have given money to him. Where's that money?
Well, what's his name? He's always on the Joe Rogan podcast. Goes and builds wells.
Oh, Big Pigly.
Yeah. He's out there actually building the wells.
Yeah.
Where's the fucking money from?
Justin Wren.
Justin Wren. Yeah.
Justin Wren, yeah.
Shout out to my mate. Don't know him, but
Great, yeah.
gets a mention on this podcast.
Text him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we've discussed this, Sean, but I'll bring it up real quick. Did you ever see the interview that Will Smith did about his son coming out as non-binary or something?
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
Thing. Someone posted it on LinkedIn, but not the whole thing, just a snippet.
Essentially,
Yeah.
he admitted that the way that they put him through school and things like that, they messed up a little bit. He never had any background to do what he wanted. Great freedom.
Yeah.
Moving slightly to the left of this, have you seen Tom Hanks' son?
Tom Hanks' son.
Talking on- Yeah. Have you seen him talking at the Golden Globes? Because it sort of swings back around to he talking like a bumper club. I got
Is
Yeah. Did you just say Bumberclad?
Yeah.
What is that? Isn't he Jamaican?
Yeah.
You can't say Bumberclad.
You can. That's.
No, you can't.
Well, I get gripped off, but
You're forever trying to get me kicked off things. Stop it. I'm pretty sure you can't say Bumberclad.
well, I can.
You brown.
You did it really eloquently.
Tell me what it means first before you start finding clips.
Right. First of all, his name's Chet.
Chet.
So.
Chet.
Couldn't be more American. Chet.
Hey, Chet. You alright?
Chet and Chad.
Take your trash out, Chet.
That's Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. Yeah.
Do it. Fuck off! For a start, I don't know what he just said.
What did he do? Was he,
I don't know what.
was he like,
This is what he looks like.
I bet Tom Hanks is really proud.
he must be amazed.
Can't see that, mate. Keep going.
Oh, I reckon he's hammered.
Come toward. Yeah, that way. Okay, it's finished now. Was he wearing a suit?
Yeah.
So that's like the people where oh, fuck off. Get him off my screen.
I think he was drunk, just being a dick.
Yeah. I just don't know why he's talking like a Jamaican.
Bumberclad.
Can I say Bumberclad?
Can you say it? You just did several times. You can't say Bumberclad.
Right.
I'm not having it. Was it?
Bumberclad,
Yeah.
aka blood clot. This word could be used in a state of surprise or anger, but it's mainly used to insult.
So you just insulted the whole nation of Jamaica
Well,
and the West Indies.
Just state of shock by watching that video. That's what it was.
yeah.
Bumberclad.
Oh,
Where have you gone? He's just left. He's had enough.
I'm out of here.
Screw you guys.
God.
Where's he gone?
His phone died.
Probably. Well, no, he can be. He's
That's ready to go. I feel like everything.
he's still recording. He's just text me, but I can't read it because it's on my phone. I might have to. Let me just read it. quickly. I'll be 2 secs.
Go for it, yeah, no worries.
I can still hear you. Oh, his battery died.
Oh, yeah, I thought maybe that might be the case.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does that work? How's it still recording if his battery died?
Is it, what are we on? What platform is it?
Skype. So it must be because we're still in the chat, so it must be still recording.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, sounds pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we're at 80 minutes, so that's what, an hour and something we've done.
Just under an hour and a half, yeah.
That's not bad going, I'd say. So we'll probably seeing as he's disappeared with all our technical difficulties, but
We're gonna get into the really heavy stuff now.
yeah, we're getting to the fun bit in his phone dies. But I gotta say though, thanks so much for coming onto the show. It's been a fucking eye opener. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, I've had to
You just come.
switch the levels.
You just come back, mate. I was just about to close it up.
Well, that's fine. I just not say bye.
We were actually sitting here talking about you a lot, and then you came back.
Yeah, we were like, fuck that guy, fucking blood clot.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, his admin's up his ass again. It's not a small river in China, admin. But yeah, I was just saying we've got to about an hour and a half, so
Yeah.
that's usually our normal. What the fuck was that? There's fucking spiders and shit in this shed. I hate it.
Brilliant.
Well, yeah, I'd like to do this again. I want
Definitely.
To know about the Lego.
We're definitely gonna get Aaron. We'll definitely get Al, and we'll have to do a. Ooh, do I dare say it? A four-way.
At least 20 years since that's been suggested to me.
Feel privileged. But yeah, we're definitely getting you back on there. It's been a.
Yeah, so Al gets back from the States sort of the end of the month, 31st, then he's off to Sweden with one of our colleagues to start some work there. I forgot to mention that earlier. And I think they're there for like a week, and then he's back. And we'll all be around each other. If necessary, Al and I can kind of join up and be on the same camera potentially if that works. If not, then one of us will be there both. That's cool.
Sounds good to me.
It'd be good because I think what would be interesting is, do you guys have your own Lego sets?
He probably does.
I do actually at my mum's.
I do actually. I've got a fucking big bucket full. I've got the night bus. Does that count? I've still got to build it.
Dude, you know what? If you just get some like cutlery out of the drawer, some plates, just different colored things, it'd be fine. We'll make it work. But genuinely, it's like it would be cool to via this to kind of get you to go through some Lego. Like we can be interviewed whilst you're getting on with that, and then you eventually when you come out of your shell from whatever you've created, then you can explain and walk it through with us. So if you video it, and
different, isn't it?
kind of just talk it.
Podcast.
Oh, it's lucky we video it.
Yeah. So
The people listening to it will be like, "What the fuck is this?"
what? They'll come in right at the moment where you start saying something really bizarre, like
Yeah.
this Lego man with one leg represents
Yeah.
my childhood when I lost my good friend, or like what is this?
Sounds good though.
But yeah, it'd be great, and I think Al would definitely be up for that. Certainly would be.
Excellent.
Epic.
Cool.
Cheers for.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you for coming on. It's been an eye opener.
Very much.
Any way to get the message out there is brilliant. And Al started doing doing podcasts of various types as well. It's kind of, our podcast is deliberate. It gives people a voice that want a voice to kind of promote themselves, as well as then experience what we do and then talk about what their experience was. So if at any point you guys are interested in getting one of us to coach you through quarantine, we would never record the quarantines for public. No one else other than the people that are in the quarantine sessions hear them. But then talking about the experience afterwards, if you want to do that, we can organize that on our own podcast as well. So that's an open invitation for whatever.
Happy days.
Yeah, sure.
Love it.
Cool.
Cool.
Should have come on before Christmas. You could have got guest of the year.
Could have. Well, he's on this one now, so it could be 2020 guest of the year.
Yeah. Do I get a plaque with that or something?
No, you get.
Or a badge or something?
You can have I've got 124 Granite Zero stickers, so you can have one of them.
That'll work.
They're literally on everything at the minute. The missus was having a go at me. The missus literally had a go at me earlier because I started sticking them on my Xbox remote. She was like, "You're a geek." I was like, "Yeah." She went, "You're 32, stop putting stickers on shit."
That was excellent. I'll speak to you soon, Sean, and hopefully Aaron will speak to you soon too.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers for that, guys.
Cheers.
This is where it gets awkward trying to hang up. So that was Aaron from Inner Armour, and what a fucking brilliant guest. For me, a fucking eye-opener. And I mean, incredible. Like, I've just brilliant. That's the only thing I can say. Anyway, I've been Tommo. That was Aaron from Inner Armour, and Darren Little Brown. And just want to quickly shout out Infusion CBD, Dead Mammoth Coffee Company, and Combat Fuel. Thanks for your support, and to everybody who's listening, thank you very much. Over 4,000 downloads since March. So for me, a small podcast from a shed is just fucking brilliant. So that's Aaron there, just saying awesome shit. Thank you. No, thank you, Aaron. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. I've been Tommo. This has been the Granite Zero podcast. As they say in the RAF regiment, per ardua, through adversity. I'm Tommo, and I'm out.